She's babysitting the Modelos on Cinco de Mayo. But yeah, no, Cinco de Mayo is kind of funny. It's kind of like amateur day. St. Patrick's Day I get because Irish people do celebrate that. But Cinco de Mayo in Mexico, like, I don't even think they celebrate it.
What is Cinco de Mayo? What is it celebrating specifically? Because I don't remember, and I'm not Mexican.
It's supposedly Mexican Independence Day, but it's, I'm like, independent from what? Like, you're still there. I
thought it was
since they won their
battle against France or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's something about they went to war with the Home Depot, and they won their war. So now white people get drunk on Cuervo Gold, and I don't know if you guys drink Cuervo Gold. Have you ever drank it?
I don't drink tequila. Miyuki,
okay.
Might.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't drink it unless I'm in Michigan, and I definitely am not drinking.
Well, Cuervo Gold is that starter tequila. It's that what you drink in high school.
No,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And I have drank so much of it in my life when I was younger that just the thought of, like, if I go to a place and they're like, you know, a tequila shot or whatever, or they're making margaritas, I make sure it's not Cuervo Gold because it's so disgusting.
Delicious.
Yeah, no, it's just so bad. Like, it tastes like high school. Kind of like, it just, the thought of it right now.
Your high school has a taste? Wow, that is horrible. If your high school, if you drink tequila and you think, English class, fifth period.
Well, you know, my high school has a taste. I could get really raunchy right here, but I'm not gonna because I'm not there yet. I'm not. But you know, today I'm thinking, fuck it. Maybe I'll have some Cuervo Gold today. I haven't puked and I can't remember the last time, so I'm thinking it's Cuervo Gold Cinco de Mayo. But yeah, no, I do love tequila. I like a good Milagro or the Don Julio or all the really good tequilas. But the Cuervo Gold is just funny to me. I see a bottle of it on the shelf every now and then when I'm buying tequila, and it's like, wow, this tastes like awfulness, and I can't believe I used to pound it by the gallon.
I think the worst tequila I ever had.
And I'm wearing a Cuervo bandana for Cinco de Mayo. But
worst tequila I ever had was this shit called El Toro, and it had instead of a lid, it had a sombrero. I think it was like a red sombrero was the cap.
Yeah.
Was it the worst I ever had was El Conquistador. It came in a plastic bottle from like Rite Aid, and it had a handle on it.
Yes, very well. It wasn't that bottom shelf, but it was down there with that one. I'm sure. Without
yeah, the Conquistador is not even bottom shelf. It's like you have to ask at the counter for them to get it from the storeroom because they won't even display it. It's that bad. Oof. Like you got your bottom shelf like Steve's tequila. You know, from Michigan, that is disgusting because all the good tequila comes from Michigan. But
to what?
Then they got this other stuff, Conquistador. But it's Cinco de Mayo. That's why I'm rocking the Cuervo bandana. It's Cinco de Mayo.
Way to be patriotic for another country. I love it.
They're all here.
That's awesome.
I mean, no, and I heard on the news this morning. I was watching the news like I do early in the morning, and the reports are in that the employment rate of Hispanics in America is at the highest it's ever been.
Sweet.
In history.
Right.
Yeah, it's the highest ever. Personally, I think the story's full of beans. Oh! Oh!
You didn't listen to that joke.
He didn't hear it.
Yeah, he didn't hear it.
Where's he at?
You have to.
Is he getting up and leaving? Is he pissed off because there's not a
tech issues, man? I'm trying to sort
it
out, bro.
The co-host is back.
I don't like you being slowed up, so I had to get up and try and deal with something right quick. Anyway,
dude, that joke just nailed so hard, and you left for it. Miyuki even got it, and she doesn't even know what I'm talking about. She barely speaks English, and and she got the joke. She was laughing, so I don't know what to do the rest of the show because I'm I can't get any better than that. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing. I can't wait to watch it back.
I should turn it over here to little Ariana Grande. Look at her giant ponytail.
So, tell me about what were we going to talk about last time? You were supposed to go watch a movie.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas and Grease.
Grease, yeah.
You watched them both, or
yes,
did you just?
I did.
Wow, she watched.
Wow,
both.
My hat's off to you.
Thank you.
Wow. So
no, I'm just saying, I would have thought you'd have been like, I watched one, and I'd have been happy with that because that's a lot. But like you watched both, so that tells me you're dedicated to the show, and you have nothing better to do.
Yeah.
So
I don't know
that's
if
awesome. I want your life.
She's a professional.
So what did you think?
What did you think about Grease? We'll start with Grease.
Grease. I think it was cool looking at a film that
John Travolta when he's 19.
Yeah.
It was so strange seeing him so young. But there's so many kind of like references that now I kind of get, because when you don't know like the core of the reference and you just see the references and you're like, that's where it comes from.
Right.
You know, like, and everything.
Grease is like that for sure.
Yeah.
It's an old film. It doesn't have much.
Did it give you chills? Were they multiplying?
And I'm losing control, probably.
Wow, and she even stoked up on some of the songs. That's awesome.
Professional, dude.
Mayuki in 2020. Okay.
Excellent. What about Goodfellas? That's like one of his favorite films. So if you tell him it sucks, it'd be a nice debate.
No, it was.
So feel free to troll him all you want. It's one of the worst films I've ever seen. Because I will if you don't.
I know.
I just watched it again yesterday, by the way.
Say again?
It's the greatest movie ever.
No, I was gonna say I know you're fishing for like an argument, but it was one of those things like Usual Suspects and Scarface. It's like it was once again full of like references, and when we were talking about Americana, I'm like, yes, this is Americana, you know? Yeah, like it was.
Well, the thing about it is unlike Usual Suspects, Scarface, The Godfather, all that, Goodfellas is based on a true story. And if you read the book called Wise Guy, which is the movie's based on that book, the book reads just like the movie. It's completely the movie. It's a true story, and like the movie Casino, that'll be your homework for this week. But the book Casino is really hard to follow. Me being the mob history buff I am, I've read Casino probably 3, 4, 5 times. The book. It's still hard for me to follow because there's so much going on. The movie I've seen a million times. I love the movie, but like the book is like, wow, I got to keep going back pages and stuff like that. But Goodfellas reads just like the book. But that's what I think is most fascinating.
Which one
is it's based on true stuff?
Which one did you find more entertaining?
Grease.
Yeah.
Well, of course. So what you're saying is if Goodfellas had more musical numbers, like if Henry Hill, like if they had if the soundtrack, if they had like done jazz hands when they were stabbing the guy in the back of the trunk, you would have liked it.
Then it would have been even more gay than it.
3, 4, 5, and Billy Baxter's dead, and 3, and 2, and.
I think it was.
No, I mean they're both great movies, and they're both parts of Americana, and I'm glad that Vaughn and I can introduce you to all this stuff. That's to me pretty much like we talked about, I think last week. The fact that you talk to kids these days, there should be a fucking list of movies you are supposed to see before you're allowed to get a high school diploma in America. I'm not talking about England, France.
Screw learning underpants. You need to know about movies.
Stripes, Caddyshack, Animal House, all this. Like, you ever run into somebody that's like 25 years old and you make an Animal House reference and they're like,
I don't want kids that are going out into society that I'm going to be old in very soon. Having been brought up on Caddyshack and Animal House or any of that shit. All that shit that we were doing back in the 80s and in the 90s as a result of the shit that we were watching in the 80s, like Police Academy, all that stuff. I don't want any of those knuckleheads out there making calls on politics. None of that shit. That's
here we go.
Affect me as
now you mentioned Police Academy. Good argument point here because I consider Police Academy Americana. However, I do not consider that one of those movies that you have to see to be Americana. Police Academy is what it was. It was hooky, dumb 80s, early 90s movies. If you grew up in that era, you watch them, okay. But you can't compare Police Academy to something like Stripes or Caddyshack or Animal House or any of that because Police Academy was a fucking stupid movie then. You know what I'm saying? Like we just watched it because it was there and it was dumb and it was our time.
Maybe I think what you should do is you should write to Nancy DeVos because she's in charge of the American Schools or whatever it's called. I don't know what her title is.
Who's that?
Nancy DeVos, the woman that Trump put into office. I think she's even from Michigan, where I'm from. So she's the one.
Well, then you probably got a better chance of getting a hold of her than I do, because I've never been to Michigan.
She's the one in charge of the educational system in the United States. I had to look her up really quickly here so I can.
Really? So can she get clean water to Flint?
I don't think she would probably be the one that would be too.
No, we can't get clean water to Flint. You know what's funny too?
Too eager to do
did we talk
something
about this last week about all these people that donated for that fucking? I get it. Notre Dame is a historic cathedral and all that stuff. But like the money poured in to rebuild the place, but like because these people are like good Christians and good Catholics and all that shit. But like, where's the money to feed the poor and to house the homeless? Like
well,
where were you a good Christian then?
That doesn't matter because there's no tax break on that. So that's
there we go again. All right then.
That's why those guys were giving what they gave.
Good point.
When they gave it. So I've already seen the news on that. So Nancy DeVos, Secretary of
Education.
Yeah, education. So
I will tweet that bitch, and I'll tell her fucking, hey, here's the deal. You need, but what I'm saying though, you said Police Academy. You don't want people watching it. I get that, but Police Academy is not what I'm talking about. That's just. You get what I'm saying, though? There's certain movies that you should see.
I think I understand.
If you're an American kid.
It's not a very complex set of
I can't dumb it down anymore.
That you're trying to create
than arguing against Police Academy, dude.
So,
I mean,
there's films that you think people should see for whatever reason. I disagree wholeheartedly because I think that
okay. So you're saying that like
are horrible, and the
Police Academy is a horrible movie.
The damage that those films did to our psyches, the rape culture that existed during that time.
Okay, now you want to say Stripes and Caddyshack and Animal House make a rape culture?
Give me a break. You can't even begin to argue that. There's nothing wrong with it then, because that's what culture was. That's what we were entertained by.
Who's raping anyone in any of these movies?
I didn't say that they were raping. I said rape culture. So when you think about like.
What's the difference?
When you think about acceptable behavior, dude, what we were shown as what is acceptable behavior and how we can act in society. So, like Breakfast Club,
we were shown movies.
That's not the point.
Movies, dude. It's make believe.
I understand that, but you have to go beyond that. Okay, you have to go deeper because what are we doing? The Matrix now? What we're exposed to is what we do.
I have to go to another time zone.
Anyway, fuck it.
She's so confused. I'm looking at Mayuki right now. She's so confused right now. She's like, I thought we were talking about Grease.
I understand. It's kind of like when you see Scarface and the treatment of women and like dialogue that the main character has. It's like toxic masculinity.
You want to talk about Scarface? Okay.
That's exactly what.
Say hello to the bad guy.
Because we're men. We have this ultra fragile ego, and this is how we function. How's the Anchor Steam? I made Miyuki drink Anchor Steam tonight.
Can you get that over there?
Yeah, they
apparently you can. I'm sorry, dumb question.
Actually, sell
you didn't have to have it flown in
the market. So I got her that.
Why aren't you guys drinking like Modelo's and Dos Equis and tequila?
There aren't any Mexican people that live in fucking England.
So who the fuck does the yards? Who cuts the grass?
Some Irish guy named
it's like in Blazing Saddles.
I think
we'll take the Asians and the blacks, but we don't want the Irish. See, there's another movie, Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, but
you could not get away with making these days.
See, but that's exactly my point that I was just making, is because that is all that shit. While it was entertaining in the 80s, it is grossly inappropriate now. So to raise another generation of people off of that format of entertainment is probably not the best way forward.
Nobody's saying to raise them on that construct. I'm just saying there's certain things like books. Okay, there's certain books you should have to read before you can get to high school. The Grapes of Wrath. The Great Gatsby.
Yeah, there's just certain literary masterpieces. You're comparing fucking Animal House to Grapes of Wrath on the same level of literary integrity. Are you insane right now?
I guarantee you. Much like I'm comparing a Richard Pryor Live on the Sunset Strip or Live in Concert to one of those books. There's certain things you should just have seen at least once to be considered an American.
I think what you're suffering through right now is what
A hangover.
is called a midlife crisis. It's starting
Dude,
to
if I was
manifest
in a
itself.
midlife crisis, I would just go down to Sunset, which is a block away from my house, pick up some 21-year-old fake titty blonde whore,
it
put her in my
manifests
Ferrari
itself. See, that's
that
what
I don't own.
That's the stereotypical bullshit that you think you're gonna.
No, I'm just telling you that there's certain pieces of Americana that, I mean, it's. Hey, I'm not saying a quarter pounder with cheese from McDonald's is a good burger, but what I'm saying is you should have at least eaten one once to consider yourself an American. That's all I'm saying about some of this stuff. Like, if you have not heard, certain albums, certain movies, certain books, and yes, I'm comparing The Great Gatsby to Caddyshack because they're both great pieces of art in their own right. And fuck you if you don't agree with me. Fuck you at the drive-thru. Fuck you, and fuck you. Because I know what I'm talking about. I'm better than everyone. And I'm telling you right now, and there's a bunch of people that agree with me. If you don't think
they're tweeting you right now, I just heard your phone ding.
No, if you don't think Stripes is just as important as The Great Gatsby and Americana, well then guess what? You need to get the fuck out, move to London, and hang out with a black guy and an Asian chick and drink your imported Anchorstein that's probably warm for fucking 24 hours.
This is his
on the boat,
next MAGA moment.
Now I gotta watch my mouth
These
because
are
the little
not
one's in
whiskey
here.
rants anymore. These are now called MAGA moments.
Nope. Are you leaving? Okay, kiddo, can I have a kiss? Okay. All right. Have fun. I gotta rant. I gotta swear. I gotta say bad words. FYI. Okay, bye. All right.
Best part of the show.
She came in to tell me I'm
Mic drop.
talking too loud and swearing. She's mic dropping.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, if you don't agree with that, then you're fucking insane because there. Yes, I get it. I'm not gonna say those words anymore, kiddo. Go with your aunt.
So as a foreigner, yeah. What was Caddyshack?
Yeah.
Foreigner from what?
She's
Like,
Japanese. What are you talking
You're
about?
claiming like 25 countries over there. Like you're living in London. You're Japanese. Like you're adopted
Just
from
ignore his shit.
Ireland. Fucking, I don't know what's
ahead.
going on over there. You got a black guy who doesn't have an accent. I don't know what the hell's going on with this podcast anymore. It's like I'm so confused.
Finish your point, Miyuki.
So Caddyshack.
Anyway, go ahead.
Caddyshack, yeah. What?
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. Maybe that's the homework for this week. But
Okay.
what is it? What is the plot?
I'm gonna
He's
take a
giving
breath.
me like a huge
No.
sigh.
No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. You know what I feel like right now? Like
Yeah.
that scene from Good Will Hunting. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. And we're
Should
both
I
gonna
be
cry.
crying? Am I
We're
Matt
both
Damon?
gonna start crying. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Okay. It's just. I mean, you see. Okay, I get it. When Mayuki says she's never seen Caddyshack, I get it. It's not. But what I'm saying is, when American kids tell me they've never seen Caddyshack, however, that could be your homework for this weekend. It's a movie about a golf course, and these caddies and the rich people and the stuff like that. It's from 1982, I believe, or no, excuse me, 1980. Rodney Dangerfield is in it. Chevy Chase.
It's a movie about a day at a golf course, and
Yeah,
all the hijinks that ensue in 1980.
Yeah,
something
it's
rich
and it is quintessential Americana. Now,
slapstick comedy, not Americana.
So does
Big
that
difference.
It's
reflect
Americana, dude.
the economy and like the social kind of like paradigm of that
era?
that era?
In that,
hold on, I got to
in-
look up Paradigm.
in that sector of society. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like kind of like being like here and like
Okay.
what would happen on the golf course here, I guess.
Okay.
Mm.
I'm just asking because Great Gatsby is kind of like the reflection of the social dynamic.
Right.
and,
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
the
So there
era.
are parallels. Yes,
Yeah.
there are parallels.
Thank
I
you.
just wanted to know.
No. There's a
Score one
difference
for
between
Mayuki.
parallels and fucking comparative literature, fucking validity and quality, and now. So we're
I'm not
gonna,
talking about
we're not-
quality.
we're
I'm
not
talking
lumping.
about there's just certain things that are essential to have read, seen, or watched or listened to as an American.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to compare apple pie to The Great Gatsby then. Both good in their own rights. If you've never had apple pie, you cannot consider yourself an American. That's all I'm saying, dude. I'm not saying I'm not saying Stripes is the same piece of artwork that The Great Gatsby is,
How
but
can
I'm
I
saying
say
Stripes
I'm
is a
not
great
American?
movie.
What if I'm allergic to apples? Then I can't say I'm American
Oh,
because I've never had
now
apple
we
pie?
got an apple allergy? What are you, allergic to fucking lactose
I
too?
saw
Fucking-
some kid on the news who just died
Oh,
from like
you know what,
getting
dude?
touched by a
Hey,
fucking
you know what?
pear or some shit.
Remember when we were growing up, nobody had any peanut allergies. Everybody's eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and all of a sudden everybody's got a fucking peanut allergy.
Right.
You can't even open peanuts on a plane anymore
Right,
without somebody from the row 19 rows behind you going, hey, look, my 2-year-old's allergic to peanuts, so don't open
Right.
that bag of peanuts or almonds or anything. Okay, you know what? Fuck off. It's just like George Carlin used to say. You know why these kids today have so much diseases? Because they have no immune system. He grew up swimming in the East River in sewage. They all swam in shit and piss and everything. That's why their immune systems are so strong. Kids today's are...
He's dead, by the way.
Yeah, but he lived to be like 83 or some shit.
But 50,
And by the way, I will be getting my George... Do you know who George Carlin is, Mayuki?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm
Is this a
again,
good home
it's
sick
comedian.
it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Why would
It's
she
not your
know?
fault.
He was probably dead before she was even like. How long has he been dead?
I believe it was 03.
He's been dead for a while. Okay.
I
so-
like how
Yeah.
Matt
And what year were you
Damon-
born, Mayuki?
1989.
1989. Okay. I was, I think, in 9th grade. Cool. But yeah, I think it was 03, wasn't it, Vaughn?
when he died. I'm looking it up. He died 11 years ago. He died in 08.
Okay. Oh, wait.
So
I knew it was something with the curvy number, 03 or 08, something like that.
So yeah, she was like nowhere remotely close to.
No,
having
I get that.
known
And it's
George
not her
Carlin.
fault because she's not an American. But my whole point of some of this stuff, when I hear a millennial or whatever say, I don't know who George Carlin is, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You should know who he is. You should know who he is, Abraham Lincoln, George Washington. They fall in that same category of Americana. That's the whole thing I'm talking about.
I know, but I
they're
think
not-
my whole point is Miyuki's not American. That's
Oh,
the
no,
whole-
no. I get it.
I know
get it.
because
No.
America is such a huge melting pot. Like, and when I see her and I listen to her speak, when I first met her, I was like, oh yeah, she probably grew up in Texas or some shit. We have only one rule on the podcast: if that fucking phone gets answered, you put it on speakerphone. Do it.
No, you know who it is, dude?
It rang.
Guess who it is?
You're supposed to answer it.
Guess who's coming to visit tonight? Because he's probably moving back here. I'll give you a hint. He's bald and he's white and he does not live next door. So that narrows it down pretty quick.
Moving back.
Yeah, Kyle. You remember Kyle?
I don't know anybody named Kyle.
The Steelers fan.
Oh, Kyle.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
I want to see that nigga go
I
Kyle.
don't know that motherfucker. I don't know nobody named Kyle. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway.
All white people are named Kyle.
I don't know
They're either
anybody.
Kyle or Jeremy.
No one named Kyle, bro.
But
anyway, when the phone rings, you're supposed to answer that shit. That's like law.
well, I turned it off. I
It
can
doesn't
call him back
matter.
and put him on
Well,
the show
too
if you
late
want.
now, but going forward, that shit.
He's a Steelers fan, so fuck him.
Who cares? Then you can give him shit on the air then for being a Steeler fan.
By the way, dude, I think the Browns are going to win that division next year. They are
God.
beefing their shit
We're
up.
not talking
We'll
about
talk that
football.
next fall.
We're not talking about football right now. That's a
What
whole
were you
No.
talking about?
whole nother thing.
We're talking about Caddyshack and George Carlin. You know, here's what I'm going to do. Okay, I've got all his books and everything. I think the best way to be introduced to George Carlin would probably be to read his book called "When Will Jesus Bring the Pork Chops?"
Fuck.
It's a 3-part book. It's called An Orgy of George. Just read the book. It reads really fast. I have it at the house. I can send it to you, but
I'm sure,
it's
you
probably
can
really
get
expensive.
I'm sure you can get a PDF online. Books are all over the place.
Yeah, you're one of those computer kids. You can probably get it on your screen or your tablet or whatever you do.
Yeah, you can be your kid.
Back in the day, we had these thing called books, and they had pages,
Oh,
and you
dear.
turned them, and you had to lick your finger, like you're doing a line of coke or getting a freeze on your gummer. But
He needs Jesus.
read that
girl.
book or watch a few George Carlin specials. He's the one that did the masterful 7 words you can't say on television. Google it right now. Google George Carlin 7 words you can't say on
Yeah,
television.
Google that shit after the show. because
Okay.
Yeah,
no
after
one-
the show.
No one gives a shit about that right now. That's watching.
Oh no, yeah, that's
What?
why
What else are we
decent
gonna talk
society
about?
is breaking down.
Guys, my intolerance, half of Anchor Steam beer is just getting to me. So let's
Ooh.
do.
So now we're gonna be fucking with Miyuki for the rest of the show. So
Hold on, I have to answer a text message from dipshit.
tell him to call you back.
Is this Kyle? Is
Yeah,
dipshit
apparently
Yeah.
some guy.
Now he's famous.
Some dude I don't know that I'm supposed to know. So what are these headlines and stuff you had? We're like halfway through the show, haven't talked about shit.
We talked about Caddyshack.
Well,
Oh yeah, Caddyshack.
we have hold on, I have some stuff.
We're gonna be
that I wanted
sponsored
to
by
talk
Spotify
about.
in no time. All right, let me do a mid roll then while you're dilly
Oh
dallying
wow,
with that.
I don't even get a chance to look at my notes. See, these are pages, Mayuki. I know you got everything on your tablet, but I wrote stuff with a pen.
All right, cool.
on
Hold on,
paper.
I'm doing mid roll right now, so I have to.
Yeah, mid roll.
Stop talking. So the internet changed everything. Welcome to Hollywood 2.0. Today's show is sponsored by Hollywood 2.0, the Vigo show. Go over to Apple Podcasts. Check out this show, you guys. It's a podcast about don't dance while I'm reading.
Why not? What are you talking about?
The goal of this podcast is to compile a masterclass on the intricacies of the new entertainment business. Here you'll find panels, discussions, interviews, and candid audio moments from vlogs. Maybe even one of yours or one of mine or Hula Mayuki over here. Vigo Pictures is a digital media company located in Los Angeles, California that supports many of the major traditional media networks on their quest to dominate the digital space. So head over to iTunes, you guys, and check them out. Apple Podcasts, Hollywood 2.0, The Vigo Show. Back to it. So Jonas Garvin has got his notes out. He's been writing shit down.
Oh no, I was told to put my notes away because they're not good enough. So
When did I say?
I'm glad you mentioned
What are you
Apple.
talking about? I said I got to do mid-roll, you sensitive prick.
I don't know what mid-roll means.
It means I got to pay for the fucking show, so I got to do advertising.
Well, where's my fucking check?
You want?
I'm the one in Los Angeles. How are they sponsoring you over in London?
You want your $1.25 out of what I
Look,
got?
it'd be a lot more than my last residual check I got from that Bud Light commercial. And that's another thing, dude. I know I want to talk about this, but like, the auditions we go on, right, for like commercials, which commercial auditions, for those of you who don't know, are completely different than like theatrical auditions, where like movies and TV, because theatrical auditions, you're generally like acting. Commercial auditions, as you well know, you're basically a piece of meat, like the court jester. You know, like you're an idiot. And I wanted to talk about this for a few weeks, but like, you ever caught yourself on an audition doing something completely ludicrous, stupid, and you think to yourself, you're like, I can't believe I just did that because I'm trying to make some easy money. Because the money you make doing commercials is so fat and so easy, but it's like when you catch yourself wearing a Speedo, dancing for people in a room.
You're really hung up on this shit, aren't you? Because you talked about this like 2 weeks ago.
I am. I'm like, dude, it's like sometimes I think I'm like, the shit I try to do for fucking money.
No,
like it's
I don't do
fucking
no
like
bullshit like that. I don't ever get calls for fucking being a mountain.
you've never, dude. I had to do one called the Redneck
I'm
Hot
not
Tub.
saying that I don't get them. If I get them, I'm not doing them. Is what I'm saying.
Well, it must be nice to have like a pile of gold money in your fucking
I don't
account.
have a pile of anything. I'm just.
But
like,
for those of us
fucking-
who are borderline from sucking cock in West Hollywood to fucking pay rent,
it's not my fault. That's
we
where
have
you
to do
live.
these auditions. Well, basically, we're one residual check away from going, you know what? Your penis tastes good. I'm going down to Santa Monica Boulevard. I'm telling you right now.
This
like,
this is the brain that was created from those 80s films that you're being watched. So you'll start to, when you start watching more and more of these films, you'll really get a great understanding of where his fucking mind was molded from, and you'll be like, oh, now all that shit makes sense. And it'll
have
be
you seen
why-
Revenge of the Nerds?
Why he's twisted.
No.
You've not seen? That's a guy film. You can't make her watch that. She's not going to want
That
to
is
watch
that is
titties and all
okay. That is one of those movies
it's like
too.
Porky's
that
or something. You're going to try and make her watch Porky's too? Don't.
Porky's is an awful movie, but you have to have seen it if you're an American guy.
Yeah,
You know?
brought up in like the
Not
80s.
American guy.
Thank you, right? No, anyway. So, what's on your list, homeboy? What do you got for a Cinco de Mayo? That's
You
probably
know,
like-
I was
like
talking
rude or
about
something.
I was just things that randomly, like the NFL is trying to get kids to play for 60 minutes a day. You know, they do the play 60.
Right.
where they go to the elementary schools and get the kids to play for 60 minutes?
No idea. We don't have the NFL.
Okay, they have this thing called Play 60, where they try to get kids to be active for 60 minutes.
Okay.
The society we live in, that you have to force children to play for an hour every day,
Right.
is completely insane to me. Maybe it's a generational thing. Remember when we were growing up, you couldn't get enough playing outside. Like, you had to be drugged in the house. We'd play for hours and hours. Now these kids today, all they want to do is play video games and not exercise, and then they wonder about childhood obesity, and it's just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, and the parents, it's not the kids' fault. You know, the parents don't want to do anything. But it's, to me, I like the NFL Play 60. I think it's a good thing, but it's like, it just kind of hit me. I'm like, wait a minute. We got to try to get kids to go outside for an hour a day?
That's not new. That's been...
No, it's not new, but it just kind of hit me the other week when I'm like, all of a sudden you got to get the NFL involved because your fat kid will not go out in the yard?
Well, I think that's a good thing. I mean, the NFL is a powerful organization.
It is a good thing. But what I'm saying is, like,
influence.
why the fuck is the NFL involved in that?
Because,
Like, shouldn't the parents be like, take the fucking iPad away and put the fucking fat fuck in the front yard?
Because, right?
I talked about this in my last special. Like, I don't... kids that don't want to play, I don't get it.
Let her respond. What?
So because, right, like all of the society right now is shaped by different businesses. So, for example, gaming is making so much money that there might be a part of Olympics now. Did you hear about it?
Okay, if you tell me that playing video games is going to be part of the Olympics, here's what I'm going to do.
Did you not know this?
Did you know how much money some people make playing video games?
When the
online?
Olympics come here,
Millionaires,
I hope everybody that's listening right now, I'm going to look right in this fucking camera. If they make video games an Olympic sport, and you know what? And you can lock me up for terroristic threats. I don't give a fuck because it's going to be on camera. I will burn down the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum.
Yeah, that's gonna make it.
I will soak it in fucking gas
now I gotta write
and
down
burn it
points.
the
You
fuck
fucking
down.
asshole!
I will burn it to
Shut
the ground.
fuck up! You're not gonna burn
Jonas,
anything.
you have to rethink twice because that's gonna be like
I'll
Notre
burn it
Dame
down
again.
twice. I will burn it down 3 times.
It's gonna be like
I will
what?
burn it down.
Notre Dame again.
Oh, yeah, right.
Tax evasion is
Yeah.
gonna go through
And then
your
all the rich people will
efforts.
give money to it because they can get their name put on a plaque.
But at least
and then
my
it'll be
voice
new and
will be heard.
improved. No, well, you'll be in prison. No one's gonna give a fuck then. So
You know what though?
then
But I'll be on
you'll
60 Minutes.
age. Can you imagine what it would be like for you to come out of prison as cranky and time ageist fucking millennialist as you are now, and then be in prison for, I don't know, 5 years for burning down the LA Coliseum, we'll say, or whatever. You'll come out in your late 40s. Facebook will have already been done and replaced. There'll be like a new Facebook that's already almost on its way out probably, and 60% of cars will be electric, I think, and then everything is just going to be totally insane. And then out you come from prison, from burning down the Coliseum. You are going to be an absolute dick.
And everybody.
You know what? Here's the thing.
They banned Caddyshack.
Here's the thing. For one,
Yeah,
prison
and
podcast,
everybody
what's going
and
on out here.
Caddyshack's no longer. All those films from the 80s.
Well,
and
what
shit
I'm saying is, I hear in prison on movie night, you watch Caddyshack,
No,
you
that
watch
shit's
Stripes,
gone.
you watch
That
Spinal
shit's
Tap.
gone. They've voted all that shit out because someone got put in the office and they said this is the type of behavior that you get when you subject your children to these types of stimuli, and they start yanking all that shit off. The shelves. Just like
but
R.
let's let them
Kelly,
play video games and get fat and
just
put it
like
as a
R.
fucking Olympic
Kelly
sport.
and Michael
I'm
Jackson.
Sorry. I'm
They
sorry.
start pulling
I'm
all
just
their
trying to
catalogs.
fucking improve people's lives by saying you need to watch Caddyshack. But no,
All
let's
that
sit in
shit.
front of the TV and play Mortal Kombat, fucking Tomb Raider, fucking 19.
See how old you sound? Mortal Kombat and shit, motherfucker.
Whatever it is, fucking Contra, fucking Mario Brothers. Hey, yeah, have you ever seen Chasing Amy?
No.
Oh fuck, dude, I'm telling
You gotta just start saying
you.
Chasing Amy.
Like- she's doing so well, and then all of a sudden she hits me with the I haven't seen this or done anything. Like, what are you doing? And what do you do all week anyway? Like what are you doing? Like,
That's
I
how
had
you
to
gotta
explain
talk
to an
him.
Asian person what Chinese finger cuffs are. That's fucked up.
No, you was trying to explain to a Japanese person what Chinese
Same
finger
thing.
cuffs
Chinese,
are.
Japanese, dirty knees. Look at these,
Oh
motherfucker.
my
That's what I'm
God.
talking about. Remember that
You
shit?
are beyond redemption, dude. No, I don't remember that shit. Is that more of that fucking horrible 80s cultural shit that you used to watch in film?
All right. Here's the deal.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, after today's episode, I'll be going solo. We'll be pulling the Van Halen David Lee Roth thing. I'm going to go off my own, do some really bad podcasts, and then we'll reunite in another year, and we'll tour under the original lineup. And I hope that's vodka you're drinking. It better not be water because it's way late over there.
It's water.
And
I gotta
I'm already
drive
on
her
salt.
home back to the station after this. I can't get
What,
behind the wheel
well,
of my
hey,
car
dude.
after
Okay,
I've been drinking.
I take all that back because as long as she's not driving anywhere, as we discussed before, there's no difference between Japanese, Chinese, Thailand, whatever, when it comes to driving.
Yuki's
You
an
motherfuckers
amazing.
stay off behind the
Yuki's
wheel.
an amazing driver. We took her over to
Oh yeah,
Mercedes
on a
Benz
dirt
World.
track with nobody else around.
We took her over to Mercedes Benz World a couple days ago, over on the track. I didn't video it though. She was doing donuts and
Was lined with airbags and
kinds of
rubber
shit.
balls and
No, I'm actually like certified stunt driver.
haha. See,
yeah.
pie in your
Because
face.
you weren't meaning to do stunt driving, you just kind of ran into shit, and they thought you
What
were.
else
a good
is
stunt
on your
driver.
list, you son of an onion? I thought you had shit for us to talk about.
Well, did you know that Americans are the most stressed out and rude people? A recent survey:
Really?
Americans are the most stressed out and rude people. Yeah,
No
I
way.
don't doubt
in the
that.
world.
You got enough people
Well-
over there that are shitty for it to be.
Well,
strong
dude, it's
statistic.
they did a survey on. Like I said, I watch a lot of different news sources. I like that RT a lot,
Mhm.
but
Trying to get a job at RT anyway. It doesn't matter.
you should. And because they got some hot Russian bitches that I would totally get into.
God, that's gonna look great for research and development if they're watching my show and they say, "Hey, yeah, he did a podcast and they're talking about RT," and he's like, "We got some hot Russian."
I'm sorry,
bitches."
but I didn't. I'm sorry, but that's a compliment. Hot Russian bitches, like that's fucking like that's good thoughts. Good thoughts.
Nope.
Anyway, and I can get it. Like Americans are the most stressed out and rude people, and like you need to look no further than Los Angeles to see that. I mean, everybody here's an asshole.
Really?
But I mean, I think the reason for that is the middle class is disappearing. We're working longer hours for less money than we ever have before. The American dream is dying. It used to be if you got a decent blue collar job, you could get a house and a car, and take your vacations, and have some kids. You just can't do that anymore.
Mhm.
I mean, dude, I don't want to say what me and my chick make money wise, but basically, we have to make what we make to basically survive in Los Angeles.
Mhm.
And if we're making what we make, say in Denver, Colorado, or Kentucky, or Minnesota, or whatever, we're living in a mansion on the lake. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just insane.
What's
But
insane
at the same
is
time,
that you haven't moved. That's what's
We have
insane.
what?
Get the fuck out of Dodge, man. What is the
dude, what else? What else are you gonna go to do?
Denver,
what we do?
Colorado? What you just said.
Okay,
Shit.
brings me to another point. I get you. I've lived all over the country. I've lived in Colorado. I think it's awesome. Guess what they have there once a year? Winter. I don't like the fucking snow.
Oh
I don't
my
like the
God.
fucking cold.
You
In Southern
fucking
California, we pay for the weather.
heaving
I get that.
fucking vagina. Snow. That's you can't deal with snow for a little bit.
Nope.
To
Don't want
make
to.
a whole lot
I've
of
dealt with
extra
it.
money.
I've dealt with it. What I'm saying is, I understand why Americans are rude and pissed off. It's because all over the country, not just here. I just use here as an example. It's getting harder and harder to sock money away because the price and the cost of living in America and gas and groceries and it keeps going up, but the wages aren't following. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is over here.
That's something
And I
you
understand
need
why
to
people
fix
are
at the
pissed off.
election booth, baby. That's
Well,
something you fix on the government
Well, yeah,
level.
if people stop voting Democrat and Republican, then we could maybe fix that. But everybody's so fucking focused on one or the other.
How many million people live in America? Like 125
I think there's
million?
14 people that live in America. 14. Last I checked, there's 14 people here. There's me, my chick, our niece, our other niece. That's 4. I think there's 10 other people live in America.
You have You have so many people. You have 328 million people in America,
and 35% turnout at the polls if we're lucky.
The sheer notion that you have two parties that represent 300 plus million people,
stupid as fuck,
is insane.
It's stupid. And then my favorite is this one. Oh, I can't vote third party because that's a vote for the other. Like, that's exactly what the two parties want you to think. It's like professional wrestling. This Republican and Democrat shit. It's professional wrestling. They lead you to believe there's good guys and bad guys. Meanwhile, they're behind closed doors, smoking fucking cigars and drinking fucking scotch, going, "Hey, we're fucking the American in the ass, yeah, in the fucking them," and they're fucking. That's what they're doing, and it's fucking ridiculous. That's what they're doing. But these motherfuckers, you can't talk to people.
Take it easy.
No, I'm fucking done. I'm gonna fucking move to Paris, like Jim Morrison.
Oh yeah, because that's where you want to be, is Paris.
Yeah.
I'm gonna OD in a bathtub, like I was meant to do.
Paris is out of control, man. They riot over.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're all
here.
wearing them construction safety vests. Fucking what the fuck's going on over there, dude? I just paid $10 for a draft beer at a bar on Friday afternoon. Now, granted, it was Allagash White, which is good beer, but it's domestic.
Yeah.
And you know where I paid it? At the old Coach and Horses. They used to have $2 Budweisers on Friday nights. Remember that place?
Memories.
$10.
Like good.
$10 I paid for a fucking draft beer.
Because you're
you can't tell me
getting
Switzerland's
old
expensive.
as fuck.
God damn it.
You
I'm telling you,
can't
Switzerland's going to be cheap as
what's
fuck.
happening.
Look, motherfucker, I'm telling you, okay, look, here's the deal.
Misses L.A. the way it was.
All right, dude, you want to see Krabby, just wait till I move somewhere fucking cold. Now you're singing fucking... Is that the theme from The Great Gatsby? Which is a book that everybody should fucking read.
Right before they watch Caddyshack. So, what
Thank
else?
you.
What
now
else
we're
do
on
you,
the same page.
What
All
else
right,
do
here
you
we
got
go.
for us? We got about 5 minutes left. We get the fuck out of here because it's Sunday.
Let's
It's
see
8
here.
o'clock.
Oh shit! Hold on. Let me get my phone because there's some shit I want to talk about real quick. Hold on.
That's awesome. Headline, go. What do you got?
Well, I just, I had one little thing I want to get off my chest, and I'm going to sound really misogynistic.
Wait, you haven't been getting shit off your chest for the last 50 minutes, 25 seconds? What do you got
I want to
now?
get something off my other chest.
All right.
And I'm going to sound like a pig. I'm going to sound like a fucking asshole saying it, but like, I'm really sick of seeing bimbos on my sports shows.
I'm
like
never
my
sick of
Sports
bimbos.
Center, my fucking baseball highlight show, my football highlight show. They put these bimbos on, and I don't give a fuck how much you know about football. I don't give a fuck how much you know about baseball. They just talk like I look, I don't want to see men. If I turn on The View and see 4 broads on the fucking counter there, I don't want to see any guys on there. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
Maybe it's me. I just oh, let's get this chick and pop her tits out, and she's gonna tell me about the home runs that fucking such and such hit and the run and blah blah blah. Like,
See, the problem I have with your
I'm just old. And I told you I'm gonna come off as a
analysis.
pig and an asshole on this one. But like, to me, when I turn to Sports Center, I want to see like Chris Berman and that doesn't mean I like all the guys on the show either.
That's what it sounds like to me. I know you did say that one time we were out that you kind of had this thing for Stephen A. Smith, but I mean,
He's annoying as fuck.
Oh, so you don't think he's hot anymore?
I never said he was hot. I thought he was cute.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But no,
Like, there's
but
a
I'm
difference.
saying
A
fucking
fucking
he's
difference.
annoying as fuck. However, he is entertaining. What I'm saying is these chicks that are on there, for the most part, none of them, I don't give a fuck what they know. They're just not, they don't.
First of all, we were talking about this very thing right before the show because we were discussing wardrobes and shit like that for what you should be presenting onto, TV as far as image is concerned, boobs out and all this other nonsensical bullshit. So
See, we do it right. We got Mayuki there wearing a fucking hoodie. Like, if we were doing like Sports Center shit, we'd have her tits pumped out, we'd have her in heels and wearing a fucking duck dress.
No,
You know, a
right.
duck dress, so when you bend over, you can see her quack.
Yeah.
But
I'm wearing a hoodie, drinking a beer. I'm
yeah,
chilling.
Yuki's ready to
she's
look like she about
basically-
ready to fall asleep.
yeah,
She
we're
ready to
going.
pass
We got full dyke mode with Mayuki here. We're going full. Do you have a Subaru parked outside? We know you don't because Vaughn has to give you a ride.
Represent.
But yeah, represent. But
You
no,
want
I
some
mean,
water,
but
there's
you.
glasses in the
So go on what you guys were
Top
talking about
over
before
there.
the show
Come
because
over
I
there.
understand what you're saying. You know what I'm saying?
So, no, I'm saying there's more glasses up there. I don't know if you're not gonna want to pour water in the fucking disgusting beer glass. Anyway, I wanted to say something, completely forgot what it was.
You were talking about like the way it's presented and girls on shows and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. The thing is,
She's had a half a beer now. She's starting to sniff in the water pitcher.
Yeah,
she's all fucked up.
She's wasted. I made sure she just spilled his shit all over the desk, and I had to like drag her out of here and shit.
She's gonna pick up some dude at a bar.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to be checking in on her all the way home and shit. We have to drop her into an Uber or something. Anyway, that's just what sells, though. You know, that's what.
No, I get
while
that.
The women
that's
are
what
on
sells.
Fox, and I mean, there's so many sports shows out right now. If you don't like the one with the chick with the titties on it, then watch. You know, what's a different one?
But what I'm saying is like
turn the shit.
Like it's
There's options available for you.
No, I get that.
I
There's plenty of
personally
options.
would
I do
rather
change
look
the
at
channel.
tits than not look at tits when you're telling me my team just lost.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Just show me your tits and let somebody that knows about baseball tell me about the fucking game. Just put the tits on the screen. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to get all sorts of hate mail about this.
You have to evolve,
Just put
man.
tits. Oh, I've evolved.
You need
Oh,
to
you have no
continue.
idea. I have
The
evolved.
Darwin fucking awards are chasing you right now. They are
Oh, dude,
after
you have no idea, dude.
They're like that,
Dude, I mean,
that motherfucker right there.
I'm
He's
winning
there. He's
friends
there.
and
Get him.
influencing people. Yeah. Here's what I want on my sports show. I want the chicks to shut the fuck up. Show me your tits. Show me my highlights. Hand me a beer and shut the fuck up.
Views and opinions
we get that
expressed
anymore?
by Jonas Garvin do not necessarily represent those.
I can't understand why we don't have more sponsors. I just don't. I don't
Popeye
get
sponsor
it. You
us.
know?
Yeah,
Maybe Andrew Dice Clay will sponsor the show. I have no idea.
that's hilarious.
Do you know who that is, Miyuki?
No.
Yes, she does. She does because she was
Okay, that's it. I'm
she-
fucking done.
she
I'm
was
fucking
making
done for the day.
references
She doesn't know who
earlier.
Dice Clay is.
Right.
Anyway, so all right, we're out of here. Anyway, we're out of time. He's a comedian, you know, that was hot from like 1988 to like 1991 or something like that.
And he
So-
wasn't that funny then. He had a great little nursery rhyme thing. I bump into him at the Comedy Store every now and then. Super nice guy.
Oh.
Yeah, he was
but-
a real dirty. He was like one of the first like.
No, because
like-
Red Fox was way
No,
before him.
I
But
didn't even finish what I was gonna say. He was one of the first like dirty like white comics that
Yeah.
would like pack arenas and shit in the 80s. So,
he was
yeah.
selling out arenas in the 80s on Dirty Nursery Rhymes, which at the time was genius. It was fucking funny. But like
it was different.
now
you
we're
know,
2019
so-
and he's still doing it. And it's
hacky.
like, come on,
So
dude.
Like, oh yeah, really? Yeah, that's not funny anymore. You know.
If you watch his original stuff, so you got to, okay, that and George Carlin, you got to watch a couple specials this week.
It was
That's your
shocking, and
homework.
now it's not shocking because that kind of stuff's commonplace. So,
Nothing shocking anymore, except the free pizza and vodka podcast.
right on.
So,
what you got? So we can fire off to the next level of our lives for the weekend.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go enjoy my Cinco de Mayo. My chick and our two little nieces have gone. They're going to go get me some leave-in conditioner and some regular conditioner because I need that, you know, because I'm like that. I'm going to sit here and look like Randy Macho Man Savage the rest of the fucking day.
He's
Miki,
dead,
do you know
too.
who that is?
He's dead.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Okay.
Dead.
I'm going to probably have a few tequila shots, kick back, take a nap, watch the Cubbies play at 4 o'clock, and start my week, and then start writing some topics for next week. I still got a shit ton of stuff I wanted to talk about. We didn't get to. We had some fun today, which is really rad.
Well,
We had a
fuck
lot of
fun.
fun.
We need to stay on topic because people would like to hear these amazing things you come up with, but then you go off on these fucking whiskey rants
they
about
like the fact that I fucking get
shit.
stupid.
They don't got
too.
nothing to do with what you started telling us about.
They like the fact that I'm fucking dumb, and they like it, and that's why they email me.
So
'Cause
we
I'm
need to
stupid.
be fair and balanced. And next week we will have the fucking.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
We'll have the
You get that reference?
fucking soundboard up and running.
Oh, the one you bought 3 months ago,
Yeah.
so we can be like a morning radio show.
Yeah, I got all these.
Now.
I got all these great
Hey,
little
it's the Zoo Crew, 92
samples,
Power,
but
92 Radio.
I don't got nothing fucking gay like that, dude. It's not radio announcement stuff. Anyway, we're out. Peace. See you next week.